good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. Today I have another FAQ, or Frequently Asked Questions, video where we answer email and YouTube questions. This is number 11 of 2019. We are in August of 2019. I love doing these videos and love answering your questions and sharing information. And please, if you have questions or follow-up questions, send me your questions at thenextlevelguitar@yahoo.com, and be sure and put question for David in the subject line. And as always, of course, you can leave a question below. Got a lot to talk about today, lots of killer questions and information, but I got to share something with you real quick I'm so excited about. As many of you know, my original band, Mindcell, we have a new record coming out, and I've been working on it a while, and it is done, completed, mixed, mastered, and released. And I am so excited to share it with everyone, and I really hope you can give it a listen, and I really would love to get your feedback, insights, opinions on it. Let me know, what you think of the guitar tones or the effects, or how I got this studio sound, or let me know what you think of the mix or the production or the songs, right? I think the songs are really strong. I am so proud of this project. I think it's some of the best music I've ever written, right? The band is Mindcell. I'm out of San Diego, California, and I'll put links to where you can get the record below, but it just dropped last week on most digital platforms. It's available on Spotify, on Amazon, iTunes. It's available on Apple Music, and soon it will be on Pandora and Rhapsody and Tidal and all the other ones too. So you just search for Mindcell. Absolute is the name of the record, and it's a huge thing for me because putting out a new original record for me has been on my musical bucket list for some time, and I wanted to do a record of all new and fresh original music. So everything I wrote for this record was fresh. It wasn't any old ideas. It was all new stuff. And I wanted to do the music that I really liked best. And I think I encapsulated it in this project. Couldn't be happier. The record turned out great. And it's also going to be available soon on CD. So we're going to be making some CDs. It's in that process now. So let me know if you would like it on CD. Give it a listen and let me know your feelings on it. I'm always into constructive criticism. I think it's important to hear the good and the bad. Check it out, let me know your thoughts. And before we get rocking on your questions, remember, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to this channel really helps us to keep bringing the content, right? And also will alert you to when we have a new video up. Leave a comment below. If you like the video, click the like button, give it a thumbs up, share it, and I so appreciate your support. Question from Tony. Tony's from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, and he asks, what is the proper technique to use a flat pick? Pressure, angle, downstroke versus upstroke, etc. How to hold it. I get a lot of questions about picking and how to hold the pick and whatnot, and I could really help you with that. And there's some tips that I have that will make your picking journey so much easier and more efficient, right? And I'm going to share them with you. But just know that a lot of people struggle with picking at first, right? And it's something that takes a while to evolve, but I'm going to help you with it. The first thing is always at first try to alternate pick. Alternate picking will take you the furthest, the fastest at first, and then down the road we'll get into economy picking. But alternate picking meaning down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Everything is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Not down, up, down, up to the next string, or down, down, or using all downstrokes, right? At first, you want to do the alternate picking, and then later on as you're adjusting, your playing preferences and style, you can adjust it as per, but alternate picking at first. The next thing is, I'm going to put a video, I'll put 2 videos below on picking, with picking techniques, but also my best tips I'm going to give you for picking, so be sure to watch those videos, right? A couple things real quick is make sure you don't choke too far down on the pick, so you have all the pick surface and it's kind of, you don't have as control of it, so you want to choke up on the pick. The other hugest thing with picking that really helps my students is the angle of the pick to the strings. So many people when they're picking, they're basically taking the pick, here's the string, and they're picking at an angle that's straight up and down, like this, with the pick. The pick is also like parallel to the strings. What you want to do is you want to angle that pick slightly, right? Not totally vertical. You want to angle it slightly and angle the pick to the strings, and by angling it, it cuts the friction down and it slices through the string. So much better, you'll be amazed. And I'm choking back for instructional purposes. A lot of students, what they do is they put the pick like this and they're picking with the pick basically which is parallel to the strings, right? Flat, flat this way. What I'm suggesting is just try this. Take the pick and angle it, right? So now the pick is angled to the strings. You can angle it this way. Some students like angling it downward that way. I personally like angling it this way. And I'm not talking about doing it so it's vertical. You don't want to do that because then you'll lose too much tone. But you want to take that pick, and I'm going to just angle it a little bit, and it'll really slice through those strings with so much less friction. And then when the pick is angled, it just cuts right through. If you're starting like this, and again, it's just a little downward movement. That's all you need. It's very subtle, but the impact is huge, right? So not flat, angle a little bit, pick to string this way, or some people like this way. But that little angle is going to make all the difference in the world. It'll take you a little bit to get used to, but once you do, amazing. So I have close-ups on how to hold the pick, close-ups on everything in those videos below. Check those out. That will really help you. Got a question from Bob W. Bob says, David, thanks for all your great lessons and teaching style and for the interesting FAQs. My only question is that I have sent several emails to support, having trouble getting through. What can we do? Thank you, Bob W. Bob, first of all, my apologies on the confusion. You know, there's a lot of different email addresses that have been out there over the years to getting a hold of me or us at Next Level Guitar. You know, we were one of the first to do online curriculums and online videos. So we've been doing this. I've been doing this since 2005 when me and my business partner started Next Level Guitar. So over the years, you know, support lines change and, you know, servers change. So there's a lot of different emails out there for us, and some may be dead ends. But here's the best way. If you want to get in touch with me directly, it's very easy. A direct line to me is just email me at thenextlevelguitar@yahoo.com. So if you have questions for Q&As, if you have problems with your account, if you're wondering something about one of our products, if you need help along your guitar journey, whatever, I'm here to help. I'm easily available and readily available, and generally I get back to students and customer emails and questions within 1 to 2 days. Often it's the same day. Question from Gene. Why don't you put printable tabs with your lessons? That would make it a lot easier to follow. Thanks, Gene. Gene, for many, many years, the standard has been on-screen tablature, and that's what we have been using for many years. I did a survey a few years back, and I asked students, what do you prefer as far to help you? Because I'm always looking for, you know, constructive criticism, feedback, insights from my students to how to make the lessons best as possible. And I'm constantly tweaking them, right? Constantly tweaking my products to make them the most user-friendly, the best possible lessons that they can be. So always, if you have insight and feedback, positive, negative, I want to hear it. So email me and let me know. But when I sent out that survey, at that time, everybody said, well, they like the on-screen tablature because this way when they're watching the video lesson, it's easy because they can, you know, they see the lick being played or the chords or the passage, and it's right there on the screen. They don't have to go looking for a book, finding out where and matching it up. That was years ago. Now things have kind of evolved, and now more people want like an ebook that has the tabs in it that they could print out for everything. So yes, we are starting to do that. So I am starting with my newer lessons. I am starting to include not just the on-screen tablature, which of course will always be there, but also tabbing everything out and writing it out in sheet music too, right? The licks and chords and everything. So with our products going forward, you'll receive, you know, obviously the video lessons, which will have the on-screen tablature, but also an ebook that'll have all the printed tabs to it. And I'm kind of lining it up like lesson by lesson. Like there'll be a page for lesson 1 if there's a series of lessons, and then in that it'll say lick 1. In the booklet, and then so on the screen it'll say lick 1 and have the tablature to make it really easy to find and easy to follow. So it's coming, and then going forward, that's the protocol I'll use. Stephen L has a question about the dreaded F chord. Stephen asks, I've been learning guitar for about 5 months now. I'm making good progress. My biggest stumbling block is the F chord. It just doesn't sound good. How can I get more proficient with this chord? Thanks, Steve. Great question, Steve. The F chord is a challenging chord, and it's the most difficult chord for most beginning guitarists, right? And it takes a while to get the F chord to sound good. But what helps is if you have a structured plan on how to get there, and you slowly progress to that F chord using chords like the F major 7th chord, D minor 7th chord, because then you start to bar multiple strings with one finger. and that really helps along the journey. So I have a plan and lessons that will really get you there. I'm going to put 2 lessons on the F chord in the YouTube description box below. Watch both of those and start with some of those other chords that I use as springboards to get you to the F chord. Then I give you exercises, how to practice it, the technique. A lot of students are using the wrong techniques when trying to play that chord, and it's really making it much more challenging, right? So watch those videos below. Let me know if you have any follow-up, and let me know how you're doing. I think they'll really help you. And the F chord is an evolution. It's a process. It's not going to sound good at first. It takes work, but do those exercises that I've given you and what I talk about in those lessons, and you will get there. Remember, too, that everybody that's ever picked up the guitar has struggled with an F chord. Nobody has ever just walked up to a guitar, grabbed it, and said, okay, I'm going to play an F bar chord. Impossible, right? Your hand just isn't designed to bend in that shape. Or if you use the little 4-finger F chord, whatever, either one. It's a process that takes some time to get there. But I design it and lay it all out for you. Watch those lessons. Let me know what you think. I have a YouTube question here from Mind Design. Always explain the gear and settings so beginners can get a grip on that because they are trying to sound like what you're playing. Great lessons always. Thank you so much for your kind words, Mind Design. And yes, in all my lessons for the last, couple years, I've been including information on the guitar, the amps, the effects, the settings, everything. And I either write that out in text at the beginning or the end of the video, or I'll stop at the end of the video and talk about the guitar I'm using, the pickups and the settings. And you're right, and I appreciate your insights, right? For a while I didn't include that, but for a long time now I have been including that information. So just make sure to watch the whole video, because sometimes I put it at the beginning, sometimes it's at the end, sometimes it's toward the end where I talk about it. And if you have any follow-up questions on any of the gear that I'm using, or questions on the gear in general, you can always email me that and I will get back to you. And if you'd like a killer practice tool that I think is invaluable for the practicing guitarist, I'll send you my Jam Track Coach for free. 6 killer sounding tracks. But not only do you get the tracks, but I also pair that with 2 ebooks. In one ebook, I go over the tracks one at a time and discuss, what scales and modes you might want to try over them and why they work, the real important information that's often left out. And then in the other ebook, if you're not familiar with the scale, I diagram all the scales out, right? So it's really a great practice tool, and it'll really help you along in your journey. And we're talking about things like this a lot in this video. So click on that link below and I'll send you my Jam Track Coach for free. Got a question from Ravi. Hey David, my fretting hand is well developed in playing scales and chords up and down the neck and effortlessly over other techniques like vibrato, string bending, hammer-offs, pull-off slides, trills are fairly good, but I'm struggling with picking single strings and strumming rhythm. Are there any exercises to develop the right hand? Coordination between both hands is not there yet. Need help. Okay, Ravi, you are not alone in your challenges with picking, and I get that question a lot from students about the coordination between the left and right hand, or they're like picking a certain string on the guitar but they're fretting a different string, right? Their hands are not coordinated together, and it's a common issue with guitar players, but I can help you with it very quickly. So what you want to do is you want to do finger exercises, and I have tons of them on my website at nextlevelguitar.com, but I'm also going to put a link to a lesson below that talks about the importance of finger exercises and how they help you with connecting the right and left hands, how they really work the fret hand and the pick hand, how they tie your hands together, how they strengthen your fingers, how they put a brain in each one, right? And basically this is where I teach them, where we're going to go over different patterns that you're going to be doing, and you're going to be snaking them up and down the neck while picking. And the biggest thing is note clarity. So you're going to start them off very slowly, and then you're going to speed them up over time. And just by doing these every day, you'll see yourself, your picking getting stronger, hands getting tied together, more dexterity. And there's so many of these that you can mix them up so you don't get bored. And all you need to do these is 5 to 7 minutes a day. I wouldn't do any more than that. Doesn't mean if you do like 30 minutes, like you're going to get better quicker. No, 5 to 7 minutes a day. I wouldn't do any more. But there's a few things you have to keep in mind. Is always alternate pick. So everything is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. No economy picking, no sweeping, nothing like that for now. And the other thing is note clarity. You want all the notes to ring true, because if you miss a note and you're starting off slow, you hear it. Go back and get every note to ring true as you go up and down the neck. Fingers got to be very close to the neck at all times, and you have good technique. And all these things I discuss in that video. So Watch that video, do these exercises 5 to 7 minutes a day. You'll be amazed at your progress in like a week, 3 weeks, a month. And then on my website, I have tons and tons and tons of different ones. So you want to check that out. And there's a 3-day pass on the home page of the website. So if you're not a member and you don't have access, get the 3-day pass. And if you want to check out the finger exercises, just go to sign up for the 3-day pass. You'll get a username and password. We don't even ask for a credit card. We'll email that to you. You log on to the site, and then you go into guitar lead section on the main taskbar, drop down box, opens, second one, finger and picking exercises. Click on that. You'll see the whole ton of them. Start with the first one. And also I'll put a separate video to one of my YouTube lessons on it also. All right? These are invaluable, and I get all my students doing them, and the progress you will make with these is tremendous. 5 to 7 minutes a day. Add it to your practice routine. Dean S. has a question, actually a bunch of questions from Bavaria, Germany. That's kind of cool, right? Greetings from the USA, Dean. Dean says, hi, David. First, thanks a lot for your head-turning licks and jams course. It's astonishing how good my first improvisation sounds to some tracks. Great practice for keeping the rhythm, too. But there is a lot to do in the future. My questions. I think I could bang them out really quick. He asked, how was your way learning to play guitar? Did you have a teacher, friends? Did you visit MIT? That's Musicians Institute in LA, Los Angeles, or similar? Basically, you know, when I was first learning guitar, I first picked up the guitar when I was in the 6th grade. They had a program with the music program in my elementary school where they had some acoustic guitars. So I was first introduced to guitar then. I didn't get really serious about it till, you know, a few years later. Then I started, you know, just going crazy and practicing just, you know, ridiculous amounts of time. But at the beginning, a lot of times I was self-taught because there was no internet back then. So unfortunately, it was more learning with some friends. I used a lot of magazines and books, taught myself until I started, you know, picking up some, you know, small jobs, making some money, then I could afford a teacher. And then I started to go to some different teachers. It took me a while to find the right one. And then I really started to progress quickly when I found the right private teacher. He asked am I playing in a band? Yes, I play in some cover bands locally in San Diego, but the big thing is my original band, Mind Cell. And if you watch the beginning of this video, I talked that we just dropped our debut record, Absolute. It's all original, some of the best music I've ever written, and I put links below how you can listen to it. So check that out, and I would love your feedback and insights on the music. Do I play other instruments? I mess around a little bit on keyboards, especially when I write music, but basically I focus a lot on guitar and bass guitar. So guitar, bass guitar, and a little bit of keyboards. He asked if I have a lesson where you play harmonics. Yes, I'll put links to that lesson. I have a couple. Natural harmonics, artificial harmonics. I'll put links to those below in the YouTube description box, so check those out. He asked if I'm a surfer, and I used to surf when I first moved to Southern California about 20 years ago. I used to surf a lot of fun, but I've kind of gotten away from it the last few years, and I haven't surfed as much lately, but it is really fun. It's really hard, especially for a big, tall person like me, you know, high center of gravity, so you take a beating, too, when you're first learning to surf because you're falling a lot in the water and it's flipping you around, and you know, and it's hard. It was I found it very difficult to surf, to stand up and ride the waves. When you get it and it's working, there's nothing like it when you're doing it, but when you finally get it. But at first, man, it's challenging. And then he also asks about, you know, am I worried about living in Southern California with all the horrific fires that there's been in the last few years. In fact, he mentioned that he knew someone from German radio TV kind of lost his house, and yeah, just devastating, tragic wildfires that happen. Luckily, they haven't been as close to me. I'm very close to the ocean here, and a lot of the fires happen more inland, or they've happened more in the northern parts of California, but all around. And it's so tragic and horrible when people lose their houses, lose everything, and people lose their lives. It's just so awful. It is concerning, and I do tend to worry about it a little bit, but you know, what are you going to do? I love it here in Southern California. I've built a life here, and I love the weather here in San Diego by the beach. It's like springtime all year long. It doesn't get really too hot. It doesn't get cold. So it's a little concerning for sure. But you know, it's just something to kind of deal with, just like earthquakes. You know, they're always, you know, potentially could be an issue, but again, it's just something that you learn to deal with. It's time to pick another winner for our Next Level Guitar t-shirt or Next Level Guitar swag. At the end of each of these FAQ videos, I take all the questions that were asked, put them in a hat, I pick out one, and that one lucky winner is going to get a Next Level Guitar t-shirt, or some Next Level Guitar swag, or a Next Level Guitar DVD course, or a digital download course, or site membership. I'll email you, and you have a choice. And the winner of this FAQ video, and the winner of the swag for this FAQ video is Tony from Nebraska. Tony asked about picking and some tips on picking. Hey, watch your email inbox. I'll send you an email. So that wraps up another FAQ session. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. I so appreciate your support over the years and years and years. Keep the questions coming. Remember, you can email them to me at thenextlevelguitar@yahoo.com. Don't forget to put question for David in the subject line, right? Please remember, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content and notifies you when we have new lessons out. Like the video, share it. Please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, click that link below and get that free Jam Track Coach. Such a great practice tool. I'll send you 6 free jam tracks and 2 ebooks. It'll really help you along your lead guitar journey. Get it for free by clicking that now. And huge news, my original band, Mindcell, our new record just dropped. It's on most digital platforms right now. I'll put all those links below, and then soon it will be on CD, and I really want your opinion on it. I'd love your feedback, insights, your thoughts on the guitar tones, on the overall mix, the production, the songs, how I got the sounds, or if you're interested in any of the studio workings that I did with the mixing or mastering or recording, certainly let me know that too. Would love to hear from you. Check that out. I'll put all that information below too. I'm David Taub, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. Thank you so much for watching and your support over the years and years and years. You guys and gals rock. Keep up all that hard work on that guitar. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. See you in the next lesson.